Well, good evening and welcome to Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. A little bit behind schedule, just got in off the road, so due to travel, just a little bit later than normal. And so I definitely wanted to make sure that we got in on part two of attitudinal disposition. So I hope your day's been amazing. And of course, as you start to listen to this segment, this episode on tonight, make sure you get pen and paper as always, because there's always some nuggets to be shared. So I want to dive right in and pick up where I left off last week when we started this series on attitudinal disposition. And so I want to review a few things just to kind of catch you up if in fact this is your first time, and like I said, welcome to Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. This is where I share on various topics, some of which pertain to what I do as um, a transformational clarity coach and a strategic management consultant. And some of it has to do with the whole theme of vision, which is my lane. It's what my conference and workshops is built around. And so there can be various topics. And so this one is really a more personal development type of approach in this subject matter of attitudinal disposition. However, it affects us in every area of our lives, in our businesses, in our personal life, in our uh, communication, in our friendships, our relationships of all types. Our position and our disposition matters, and our attitude toward that matters. So what I want to do is, as I stated, I want to kind of catch you up if this is your first time, or if this is the first segment that you've watched live uh, on attitudinal disposition. So I want to, number one, talk about the practical perspective of attitudinal disposition. It is simply mindset. Attitudinal disposition is about mindset. And this is what a mindset does. It encompasses an individual's attitudes, beliefs, and inclinations, which collectively shapes their approach to various situations and their overall perspective on life. That's what a mindset is. It's a more easily understood and relatable way to express the concept of one's mental and emotional orientation. So, mindset is one of the most relatable ways to express concept of one's mental and emotional orientation. So we have two aspects of this attitudinal disposition. We have attitude and then we have disposition. Attitude is the multifaceted term that encompasses both practical and spiritual dimensions. It can be defined as a complex psychological state of disposition that reflects a person's feelings, their thoughts, and their behavioral tendencies toward a particular object, person, situation, and or concept. Attitude is a fundamental aspect of human behavior and perception, influencing how individuals interact with the world around them, environment, situations, circumstances. And so this is what I started exploring last week, and that was the practical dimensions of attitude. And I'll review those quickly in just a second. But I want to also give the definition, even though I'm not going to get to disposition tonight, I want to give you the definition. Just disposition is a term that relates to a person's inherent qualities, tendencies, and behavioral inclinations. It describes the prevailing mental and emotional characteristics that shape an individual's responses, reactions, and general outlook. Okay. So that's disposition. So last week, I was able to cover the practical dimensions of attitude. There were five. Those were behavioral aspect, cognitive aspect, affective aspect, social aspect, and cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, Dissonance. Tonight, I want to cover spiritual dimensions of attitude. So, number one tonight, we have faith and belief. Faith and beliefs, faith and belief shapes a lot of how we make decisions, our attitudes, why we make decisions, our disposition. It's about what we believe. In a spiritual context, attitude can be associated with a person's faith and belief system. Everybody has a belief system. Either it's a doubt belief system or it's a faith belief system. It's either pessimistic or it's optimistic. But everybody has a belief system and it's shaped and it is nurtured by something or someone as you mature, as you are in certain environments. A whole lot of things shape your faith and your belief system. Positive spiritual attitude often involves trust in higher power, which in my case would be God, the Lord Jesus Christ, while a negative one may result from doubt or disbelief. Okay. Then we have number two, gratitude and contentment. Okay. So this is the second spiritual dimension of attitude, gratitude and contentment. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of cultivating a grateful and content attitude. Okay? Gratitude is seen as a way to acknowledge blessings and foster a positive outlook. I know that there have been many a times that I have just addressed the day with, I'm just grateful, I'm thankful, and that's my disposition. And it's my disposition on life. It's my disposition about my business. It's my disposition about my family. I'm thankful and I'm grateful because from the position from which I sit or stand, I can see the blessings of the Lord. And so as a result, I'm grateful and I'm thankful. So that's my attitudinal disposition about my outlook on life. Okay. Number three, mindfulness, also self awareness, right? So we got faith and belief. Then we have number two, gratitude and contentment. You can rest in that assurance and that solace. Mindfulness, spiritual attitudes often involve mindfulness, a state of heightened awareness, right? So we get self-awareness, we get well, let me back up and say mindfulness is self-awareness, but in engaged in that is also self-knowledge to help you have that self-awareness. And then it helps us to have self-direction. Okay. And presence. So practicing mindfulness can lead to a more positive and centered spiritual attitude. So it's all about how aware we are. So how much self-knowledge do we have? Do we allow that self-awareness and that self-knowledge to then give us self-direction? Because it will lead us, it will guide us, it will cause us to be really mindful of what we say, what we do, when we say what we say, where we say it, the whole nine. So mindfulness is a part of the spiritual aspect or the spiritual dimension attitude. Then we have number four, compassion and forgiveness. This is a big one. It's a big one for a lot of reasons. Spiritual attitude may prioritize values such as compassion and forgiveness. These attitudes are believed to contribute to spiritual growth and inner peace. So good. Sometimes we are not able to grow because we have unforgiveness in our heart. And it leads us to not be compassionate because we have this piece that we have not dealt with, right? So we're not able to really grow because we're allowing those things to really incarcerate our faith, incarcerate our belief system, incarcerate our gratitude. And it also hems up and incarcerates your ability to be self-aware, right? So it's really important that we watch these areas and we're having issues or you're having complexities with these areas that you really think about is it hard for me to be compassionate? Why is it hard for me to forgive? Right? Because what it's saying here is that we can have better spiritual growth and inner peace when those two things are in play. Super important. Super big, super big. And then the last one I want to cover tonight is service and altruism. Okay, service and altruism. Um, Many spiritual traditions encourage service to others and altruism. A selfless attitude can lead to a deeper connection with one's faith and a sense of purpose. This is so huge. Service to others. Um, since this is number five, I'll kind of go into this as I wrap up. This past weekend was the 2023 Pen to Paper Business Summit. And one of the things that we talked about was customer service from the perspective of being a business owner or an aspiring entrepreneur, and how important it is to understand that you're serving with your business. So if it's more or less a hustle, it's really not a business where you're not trying to develop a business, you're trying to make money. And if you're trying to make money and the customer service doesn't matter, but the money matters, then you need to go out of business because that's not going to work. You have to have, because you're going to have people in order for whatever you're doing to be successful, for it to thrive. And how you treat those people matters 1000%. So that's why it's important that you have a process in place for what you do. So this here again, things that I talk about tie into what I do and how I service my clients. So it's important that your attitudinal disposition is in play and it's in place from the right perspective. So that number one, you can be a good service provider, right? And number two, so that you can establish a culture by which you serve your clients and your customers well. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be an author, you could be selling books, you could be selling cupcakes, you could be selling freeze cups and candy apples. It doesn't matter how you serve people, how you manage people, how you deal with people, your connections, all of this. It's a selfless attitude that can lead to a deeper connection with one's faith and a sense of purpose. Your purpose should be tied to whatever you do. That's always going to include people, regardless of what that is. So it's important to make sure that our attitudinal disposition is definitely resourceful in all of these areas, to make sure that we intertwine these pieces. But you definitely want to make sure that faith and belief is on point, gratitude and contentment, mindfulness, passion and forgiveness, and service. This is so, 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 so very important. And so here again, we are in a series talking about attitudinal disposition. And so I did not want to miss tonight. Um, just got off the road, but wanted to make sure that we took some time to get through that second set of um, spiritual attitudes or dimensions of attitudinal disposition. And we'll review a little bit next week and kind of pull these pieces together before we go on to the disposition. And disposition can be positive or it can be negative. And so you want to really peruse these, see where you fit, where you need to kind of work on things, what needs to be heightened a little bit, and what needs to be, maybe dialed back a little bit, where you need to increase, where you need to have some self awareness, where you need to have some self knowledge and really address those things. Attitudinal disposition affects every aspect of our life and what we do and how we do it. So I hope that this has been helpful. And remember that it's a mindset, it's a concept of relating to one's mental and emotional orientation. Well, that's what I had on attitudinal disposition for tonight that I wanted to definitely share with you. Um, I also want to let you know that uh, Pen to Paper 2024. A couple of things happening. Number one, there will be a tour of Pen to Paper workshops. This is how I started back in 2017. When I started introducing Pen to Paper, I started doing workshops across the country. And so people would um, reach out and let me know if they wanted to host in their city. and pull people together for a pen to paper workshop. Well, that opportunity is being offered again for 2024. So if you're a person who has either experienced pen to paper, or you want to experience and you want to host, or you've experienced my services in any way, my teaching in any way, my speaking in any way, and you want to host a pen to paper workshop in your area, in your city, definitely um, respond to one of the posts and say, I'm interested, or reach out and email us, um, interested in being a host in the subject line, and email us at info@bridgetmoody.com, info@bridgetmoody.com. And we'll respond back to you, get you a packet out so that you'll know what those requirements are for being a host, to host a pen to paper workshop. And then we'll reach out and make sure that you get acclimated. But we'd love to come to your city and bring pen to paper and share strategies, structures, and systems to help business owners, aspiring business owners, and even uh, companies and corporations, nonprofit organizations who are looking to, and just individuals in general, to really assess where they are and take this information and implement it to help them scale and grow their businesses, go to the next level, or whatever it is that will be applicable for them. Not only that, November 1st and 2nd of 2024, Pen to Paper will be back in the city of Dallas, Texas. Registration, early bird registration, is available on the website at bridgetmoody.com. You can go to the events tab or just go to the store and you can get registered now for the early bird prices. VIP, I know it's not going to hold very long. It's already starting to get sold out. Well, be on the way to being sold out. So you don't want to wait if you want to be a part of Pen to Paper VIP. And of course, for those that have experienced VIP, they know VIP is VIP. And take care of our attendees holistically. But our VIP definitely get a different experience. So it is an experience like none other. If you've never, ever, ever experienced pen to paper, you definitely want to put it on your calendar, November 1st and 2nd, 2024, right here in Dallas, Texas. Now, there were it was also a virtual experience. So that will be available next week, probably by the end of next week. Um, Once all of the editing and everything has been completed, that will be available if you're interested in that. And so once it is, I will let you know. And you can also get that on the website. There's also my new project, Vision Management, the book and the workbook that's available on my website. So if you're interested in getting that new project, that's going to be a super game changer for you to help you manage your vision, then definitely reach out and go to the website and you can get either of those. If you are someone who is interested in services, you can definitely go to the website and send an inquiry about what it is that you need services for. And then the last thing before I go tonight, I initially elected to close the vision room, but it is going to be open for just a little while longer as I'm going to be doing a master class. I just got off the road, so that'll post tomorrow. I'll be doing a free master class on the 19th of November. 19th of November, it'll be a free master class. So if you've never experienced my master classes, then you definitely want to get in there. It's absolutely free. And this is what I'm going to ask, and I know things happen sometime, but if you know you're not going to attend, I don't mind. You don't have to register. But if you register, you definitely want to show up and get the information that's being provided. Okay. So, master class, the 19th of November, I believe it's 7 p.m. So, that'll be available for you too. And I believe it's on the website already, but it hasn't been posted. So, you should be able to go there and register for that. It's just simple, your name, your email address, and then of course you get information as it gets closer to the master class. So definitely go and get signed up for that. And I'll look forward to seeing you back here next week for Tuesday Motivation and Conversation for those of you who watch on this platform. And then tomorrow will be midweek chat. So a totally different conversation on tomorrow. But for those of you that join me for midweek chat, we'll be back here. Midweek chat tomorrow afternoon. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And thank you for joining me for Tuesday Motivation and Conversation. We'll see you the next time.